here's my question, and I just want a couple of responses. What's your number one challenge? And I'm not talking finding seller listings. So let's take that off the table. That's not it. Your number one challenge as you are working every day to build a successful real estate business. You get up in the morning and you have, excuse me, guys, you have things that you are responsible for doing at home before you go to work. And then you have a plan. This is what my day is going to look like. And you go through the day and maybe you're succeeding and maybe you're not. And maybe another way for me to phrase this question, other than what's your biggest challenge, is maybe what's your biggest frustration? Talk to me.
Biggest frustration. I'm working with a buyer right now, and my biggest frustration, my fault, okay? My fault. Not to practice DocuSign and command, recommended highly. My other frustration is I'm a cosmetologist. I have a little scripts to the net. So this Saturday and Friday, I was trying to talk that script. One lady, super high D, that I have to say, you sit here and I the right back. Something like that, I talked to her. We start talking about real estate, shut me down. Like, what are you doing? You know that it's going to come down. You know, it's already, it's going to be worse than ever. And I said, no, it's not going to be worse than ever. It's not going to be like.
Okay, so I'm going to pause just for a second. That's all good. And let me just give you some advice, okay? Because I didn't get the answer I'm looking for. And at the same time, I want to answer that. Ask more questions, talk less. So what kind of questions can you ask when somebody is sitting in your chair and you want to have a real estate conversation, right? And before you go to talking real estate, looking for opportunity, before you have you have a right to ask for opportunity, you have to provide value. And one of the ways you do that is by asking questions and increasing their curiosity. Okay, Michael Topo, talk to me. You're on mute. There you go.
Good morning, John.
Thank you so much.
I think for me, the greatest obstacle is just staying disciplined to the activities that we need to do on a daily basis and a weekly basis to generate the results that we're looking for.
You're my new favorite person.
I'm always your favorite.
There it is. There it is. Okay, so regardless of our job description, we never seem to have enough time to get everything done. Regardless of our job description, we never seem to have enough time to get everything done. 8-hour work days turn into 12-hour work days, 14-hour work days, and still we feel behind at the end of the day. So how can this be? Why do we have so much trouble being productive? So if you tracked your workday beginning to end, and by the way, I'd recommend you do that. Just get a spiral notebook and every 15 minutes, write down what you did. Okay. It doesn't have to be a story, lead generation. Talk to the guy in the cubicle next to me, whatever it is, ate lunch, drank coffee, looked at social media, whatever it is, write it down. And I promise you at the end of the day, you'll be shocked with what you find. If you tracked your day from beginning to end, you would discover 2 discouraging facts. Here they are. You're not going to like me. Let me check, see how many people are here. 16 on Zoom, another 16 in the room, see how many people leave. You are always working. Fact number 1. Fact number 2, you are almost never working. Anybody relate to that?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. You are always working and you are almost never working. So I did a lot of research to have this conversation with you. I didn't just sit down and share my thoughts with you. And here's what I found. The average person backing up, sorry. The American Management Association reports that employees spend an average of 107 minutes a day on email. Now, email can be work, but I want you to think of work as your 20%. The 20% that generates 80% of your income now is email work. How do we end every survive to thrive call, or at least most of them? Time to get to work. What is work? You've never heard me say, spend an hour reading email. The average person checks stock values about 4 or 5 times an hour. That's 35 times a day. And if we are being honest, how much time do we spend surfing social media every day? Yeah. So research shows that the average employee gets interrupted from their work every 11 minutes. Everything is accurate, Aaron. Every 11, it's all good. Every 11 minutes. Now, listen to this. Every 5-minute interruption actually costs 10 minutes because of a loss in concentration and flow that takes almost as many minutes to recover. Sure. So, Juanita, you get interrupted for 5 minutes talking to the person in the cubicle next to you about blah, 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 and you don't immediately get back on track. It takes another 5 minutes to get refocused and get that momentum going to where you're back on track. So every 5-minute interruption actually costs 10 minutes, and the average American worker gets interrupted every 11 minutes. By the way, this is going to be pretty discouraging, and I promise I have some solutions for you, so just hang in there. It's not the sheer number and volume of distractions that gets us into trouble. It's the ease of access to them. So it's not the number of distractions that are stopping you. It's the ease of access. Look, my phone's sitting right here, right? And if you see me do this, that means my phone beeped or something came on the screen. I got distracted for 5 seconds, but I looked. Now, what if I pick it up and go, oh, I just got a text message from blah, blah, blah. Let me see what they have to say. Ease of distraction. Technology may make it easier for us to give time to save time. Technology may make it easier for us to save time, but it also makes it a whole lot easier for us to waste it. In short, distraction always just one click away. Distraction is always just one click away has become the path of least resistance. All right, solution. Solution number 1, the 20-second rule. So here's how the 20-second rule works. Lowering the barrier to change by just 20 seconds increases the chance of developing a new habit. So if I want to develop a new positive habit, this works in reverse too, and we're going to get there. But if I want to develop a new positive habit of reading every 30 minutes when I wake up in the morning, and my routine currently is I wake up, stumble to the kitchen, make coffee, walk over to the couch, look at social media for 5 minutes, which really turns into 20 minutes. And then I think, oh yeah, I made a commitment to read 30 minutes. Then I look at my bookshelf and go, what am I going to read? The additional energy that it takes just to pick a book, that additional 20 seconds will cause me not to do it. So the solution is put a book next to your coffee pot in the kitchen. So when you stumble your way to the kitchen in the morning to make coffee, you don't have to think. The book is right there. You just pick it up and read for a half hour. Make a commitment that you're going to do this before you look at your phone, before you look at your computer, before you look at your iPad. And over time, you will develop a new habit because you took away that 20-second delay. Now, The 20-second rule works in reverse as well by adding 20 seconds to distractions. Example, disable all saved connections to email, social media, etc. Make it so that if you need to get into your computer and look at email, first of all, that email link should not be open when you're working during the day, because then you get those pop-up screens that are saying, got an email, got a social media message, somebody sent you an instant message. Close all of those. Not only close them, but remove the shortcuts. So if you're going to get into email, you have to actually open it up, put in your username, and put in the password to open it. That additional 20 seconds that it takes to open the email, add your username, add your password, will make it harder for you to do it. You're less likely to do it. So you're using the 20-second rule in reverse. Here's another suggestion. If you get home every night and your intention is to spend time with your kids, but instead you walk over to the couch, sit on the couch and turn on the remote because it's a habit, because it's the path to least resistance. Take the batteries out of your remote, put the batteries in a drawer in your bedroom so that when you sit down to turn on the TV, you forget there's no batteries in the remote. You're like, oh yeah, I put the batteries in my drawer in the bedroom. Now I got to get up. I got to go get the batteries. I got to put them in the remote. You're adding 20 seconds to the process. It's less likely that you're going to sit down and watch TV and more likely that you'll go spend time with your kids. True story, guys. All right. Suggestion number 2, sleep in your gym clothes. So you have a habit that you want to create of getting up in the morning and working out. Because research has shown that if you work out first thing in the morning, and I'm just talking exercise, you're going to go walk a mile, you're going to go to the gym and you're going to get on the treadmill for 30 minutes, you're going to get on the Stairmaster. If you have a goal to get up in the morning to work out and you didn't plan the night before what you were going to do when you got to the gym and worked out, when you wake up the next morning, the thought process is, do I really want to go to the gym? Well, no, I don't. Hit that snooze button, go back to sleep. If I actually get myself out of bed, the next thing I'm thinking about is, what am I going to do when I get there? Do I want to get on the treadmill today? Do I want to get on the Stairmaster today? Do I want to lift weights today? So it's I'm using more energy to make another decision. And then I have to decide what to wear. And that takes more energy. And by the time I've gotten to the what am I going to wear part of this, forget it. I'm not going to the gym. Sleep in your gym clothes, including your socks. When you wake up in the morning, the only thing you have to do is put on your shoes and walk out the door. Make a plan the night before what you're going to do when you get to the gym. So you don't have to think about it. You already know, today I'm doing this. The only task I need to do now is put on my shoes and walk out the door. You're increasing the odds that you're going to create a new habit. Solution number 3, set rules of engagement. The key to reducing choice is setting and following a few simple rules. Make decisions about when to make decisions. Make decisions about when to make decisions. Setting rules in advance can free us from the consistent barrage of willpower depleting choices that make a real difference in our lives. Examples: only check email once an hour. Set a rule. I look at email once an hour. That's it. I look at it at 9:55, 10:55, 11:55, and 12:55. It's a rule. Follow it. 1 10-minute coffee break every 3 hours. That way you don't just feel like taking a coffee break and go take a coffee break. You have rules of engagement. Block time for social media and only, boy, I underlined that about 5 times, surf during that time, no exceptions. So if I've blocked time to look at social media in the morning and then again in the afternoon at blank, whatever that time that is, that's the only time I look. I set a rule of engagement. Use focus tools. Suggestion number 4. An example of a focus tool is a call sheet that you use during lead generation time. If I were to say this one thing that had the greatest impact on my success as a real estate agent, this would be it. So I created a call sheet that's blocked in 15-minute blocks. 8 to 8:15, 8:15 to 8:30, 8:30 to 8:45, 8:45 to 9. And at the top of the sheet, it says call, contacted, appointment. And I am simply making slash marks as I'm making calls. Now, Madeline, what I know is if I don't get distracted, I'm averaging 4 to 5 dials every 15 minutes. Which means if I look down at that call sheet, Aaron, and in the last 15 minutes, I dialed 1 time, I got distracted. And what that does is, first of all, it keeps you focused. And if you get out of focus, you're not going to get out of focus for more than 15 minutes. Because you're going to go, oh, shoot, I must have got distracted. I spent the last 10 minutes looking at somebody's social media post, so I'm not making calls. Close that, make my calls. Use focus tools to keep you on track. You know, it's amazing how many people don't time block their calendar. And what's even more amazing is the number of people who don't pay any attention to it. One of the reasons that I advise everyone to use a week at a glance calendar is I want you to put this on your desk right in front of you as you're working during the day. If you come into my office at any time during the day, 100% of the time, this will be sitting on my desk just like this. I'm constantly looking at my calendar for a lot of reasons. First of all, I'm scared I'm going to miss an appointment. And secondly, this keeps me focused. It amazes me how many people don't time block their calendars. And then even more, how many don't pay attention to that time block.
I like the color codes.
Yeah. Pink is personal time. Green is money. So green is, for me, as a real estate agent, green is a listing appointment. And when I look at my calendar, if I don't have lots of green, that sets off alarms. Something's not right. I know how many listing appointments that I need every week in order to hit my goals. And at a glance, that quick, I know whether I'm on track. Vicki, talk to us.
So really quick, I just want to let you know that if I ever need to reach Jason Caput, I cannot